waiting on the number to go. Hello, everybody. Today is my day 214. It is 12/12. It's December 12th, 2016. And today is, as I said, it's my day 214. Let me just get the mouse ready. Here we go. And if you divide up the month, this technically is my 7th month. I have completed 7 months of hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, as it's known. And anyway, so I just wanted to kind of record the occasion. I'm waiting for a cat to stop goofing off. What happened today was my first actual sit down and talk about my workplace transition. It was the second meeting technically, but it was the first meeting that we actually sat down and talked about like the nuts and bolts of it and how it was going to happen. So I just want to record that just for informational purposes. The meeting was just my immediate supervisor and my immediate manager and our human resources person and someone who worked in our Office of Inclusion and Diversity, who's kind of been the champion, facilitator, leader of the process here. And when I initially had said to them, hey, just be aware of the fact that I am in the process of transitioning, and I may not be ready to actually transition at work yet, but I will in the future. Excuse me. They kind of said, well, let us know when you get close to doing it. And about 2 weeks ago, I said, okay, come January 2017, I want to start off in my new role or whatnot, presentation role. And so they kind of set up this meeting, okay, this is going to be the launch plan meeting, I'm looking at my notes, by the way. So we kind of sat down and we talked about who in my company needs to know. Obviously, my company is a little over 500 employees. I don't work with all of them. I don't see them all every day. So there's no need to send out a broad email. In fact, email is kind of discouraged. So we kind of determined who needed to know, who were the immediate people that I come in contact on a daily basis, and we narrowed that list down to about 7 people. And then we kind of spread out from there. Okay, what's the next circle? What's the next radius that, the next outward? And, what managers or whatnot. And kind of the idea being that, you don't have to let everybody know, but let's say that you work in an office, like in my office, a couple rows over another group of people. We kind of need to let the director of that area know, because someone might go to them and with a question or concern or whatnot. They kind of are like the intermediary. I'm in control of this area, this group of people, whatnot. So we kind of came up with the second tier, let's say, and then we kind of came up with a third tier, which kind of are really just the people under those managers. And so, all said and done, it's probably going to be a little under 100 people that are going to have the opportunity to, I don't want to say comment, but they're going to be included in this umbrella of information that's, might be presented or whatnot. So that was kind of the first step. And then we looked at who might need a little extra attention or concern. Not so much where I work, but the fear of any transitioning person is that there might be someone who has a religious or moral objection, or some reason, misgiving that they might try and sabotage or, make things difficult. And you kind of want to nip that in the bud and, that may just need a little more training or attention or whatnot. Because the company, the policy of the company is to support the associate, to support the employee. Excuse me, I gotta wet my whistle. So if you have an employee who acts out, and kind of like sexual harassment, if they go against the policy of the company, you just have to be aware. And again, education, information, and the last thing we kind of talked about was, what needs to be said. The group of people that I work are pretty cool, pretty hip people. So, I didn't really feel like they needed the Gender 101 presentation or information be given to them. I mean, it's available, but I decided to go with a more kind of lighthearted information. We're going to use the genderbread person. But again, the Office of Inclusion and Diversity has a large body of information they can share if they need to. And so, once we kind of came up with this kind of plan, it was just a matter of figuring out when, kind of working backwards from my transition date being in January, and with the Christmas holidays and whatnot coming up, it was very important to address this soon because people are going to go on vacation. And so, as it turns out, in 2 days' time, and I did opt to be at the first meeting, but not the second or the third. So as far as with the immediate group of people that I'm going to be working with, it will be a one-on-one face-to-face, and I will be there. I'm not so much interested, in the other meeting. It's managers, and probably would be, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable like being on display, kind of like that. But these other people, these are folks that I've worked with, and I know them, and we're going to be working close together. And obviously, they've seen me change externally and probably internally over the course of this year, whatnot. Started in May, and but things really didn't begin to show until the fall, I think until October. So it's really only been 2 or 3 months where, let me check my time just to see. Okay, still have time. So anyway, so that's kind of how that went. And so I think it's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. We'll see how it goes. A kind of funny story, if I could share it real quick, because I think if we don't have a sense of humor when we do this process, I mean, gosh, I can't imagine. Excuse me. I can't imagine doing this like straight. You know what I mean? But this morning, when I got to work, someone, I guess, had brought in a box of decorations they didn't want. And so it was like snowmen, like plush doll snowmen of different sizes. And there was even one of like a Belschnickel, a Santa Claus, but a German, Father Christmas type thing. But there was this, and I'm looking for a good example. I don't have anything I can grab. A snowman, and like I just went totally girl on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the cutest thing ever. And I'm messing with it, I'm hugging it. Very authentic feelings, by the way. I was in a good mood, whatever. And man, if behind me comes up someone who doesn't know I'm transitioning, I mean, no one else knows really, doesn't know anything, and I am sure that I looked like a fool to them, just like, is something wrong with Robin? Why? You know what I mean? It was like, I was like in the little school, little gritty girl, and I was just enjoying it. And I turned around and, I could just tell, I was like, oh crap. And I went about my way and he went about his way. But, it was just kind of funny. Like later in the meeting, we talked a little bit about, maybe some things that I'm looking forward to. And one of those things is to just be the same person throughout my day. There are definitely some external things, like I always say my fingernail polish, or maybe a little bit of color, a little bit of makeup, or how I wear my hair, or the clothes that I wear, or whatever. But in addition to all those things, there is the inner element that I've really had to repress of late, like getting excited over the little snowman, or other things. I said something the other day about something being so precious and cute and adorable. I mean, it was like my matron, not matron, the mother instinct came out. And I'm sure to everyone else, they're like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so again, that's that authenticity of emotion and expression that I hope to capture as part of this process. And, we'll see. It's kind of interesting to look at a calendar and go, okay, in 2 days' time now, I'm going to be out myself to my immediate staff, and then probably within a week, this other second tier and third tier are going to know. And then Friday of this week is my daughter's last day of school. And that's the last day that I am, in one gender role, and I can switch over to the other. So, I mean, there's a lot of freedom and a lot of expression that's coming together. And then you look at the calendar and you're like, you know what? We've got a couple days of holidays. And then, come January, which is not that far away, 2 weeks maybe, I'm going full time. And that's a huge step. So, really, that's all I got on my notes. That's what I got, and I hope everything is, I can't think of anything else to say. 7 months. If someone was just to say what happened at 7 months, body's still changing, curves are still happening, parts of my body are still sore. Just from growing, things are happening. I mean, it's, I can't imagine masking it. I think I've done a pretty good job of masking it so far as what I wear. The discussion this afternoon, they said something about, so are you going to start to wear dresses? And I was like, look, guys, I've been wearing women's clothes for about a year now. It's just you don't see me in that, you know what I mean? Wearing jeans and a shirt, not this shirt, but a man's shirt and a sweater, and my hair back or whatnot. You carry on that presentation, and so I'm kind of curious to see what the next 2 weeks bring. And if I was to walk in here in a lilac shirt, and talking this way, hopefully, how will I be treated? Would I be treated any differently? Or how will I be accepted or received as far as the communication and whatnot? So we'll see. So cheers to you. I hope all is going well near you and your own journey. And this is where we're at here on whatever day I said it was. And we'll see you next time. Okay, so bye.